right, 99.9 Punk World Radio FM. You guys already know what time it is. And right here, right now, we are joined by Asbury Park, New Jersey's finest. That's right, we got New Jersey in the building. We got Free the Witness right here, right now, live on the radio station airwaves, and of course, YouTube as well. Brandon, Jake, how are you guys doing tonight, all the way out there in New Jersey?
What's
Mighty
up?
fine. What's up?
Doing great. How are you doing all the way up? You're in Ontario, right?
Ontario, Canada, man. Canada represent. We're doing pretty good. We're just in the transition period, just at the end of summer, bro. So I have about a week left of sunshine before we just start getting the nonstop rain and the clouds and all that shitty weather. But you guys are out in New Jersey, so I know you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys got the same weather as us down here, man. You got a few more weeks of summer, and then it's just that fall's just gonna hit you right in the face.
I don't know, man. I might be biased, but fall is my personal favorite season. Like October, September's perfect.
Yeah, roughly like 6 more weeks for us, and then fall's my favorite season. I can't stand this heat. So when the leaves are changing colors in the Northeast, it's just gorgeous.
See, I agree with that. I do, but I gotta say, summer's my favorite because you got the beach, you got punk rock festivals, you get to party, and then also my favorite, sundress season. Sundress season, man. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, you got a point. That's true.
But fall is pretty awesome too, man. You know what I mean? But speaking of that, man, speaking of an awesome time, man, I gotta take you back to 2019, man, where you guys actually first met and actually came together to form Free the Witness. And I gotta ask, man, how did you guys actually get together to form this band? Because you four have amazing chemistry when it comes to music.
So
Jake, take this one away.
Yeah, I knew that you were going to say that. I'll take this one away. So, we actually did but didn't form in 2019. And I had to update all the social medias to say 2021 because in 2018, maybe my mind was all just like jacked up or something, but I totally forgot when the band was formed. It was originally formed up in North Jersey when I didn't live in Asbury Park with a totally different lineup. And this was in 2018, August 2018. And totally different lineup. I'm technically the only remaining member. However, when COVID hit, the band died, and then COVID hit, and I had joined this other project for a little while as a rhythm guitarist. And I was in it, and I was just like, it just feels weird. Like, I was a front man. It felt weird being a rhythm guitarist. And so I was just like, well, they ended up kicking me out. And that's when I was just like, screw this. I'm gonna reform Free the Witness, but down in Asbury Park, because I had moved down to Asbury during the pandemic. And so that's what I did. And I formed it with a few new members. His name was Chris, the other one was John, and then our current member, who's our drummer, Jeff. Chris and John eventually left, and Kyle, our now bassist, replaced John, and Brandon replaced Chris. Here we are in 2024.
Yeah, COVID was a really messed up time, man. I think everybody lost their mind. Everyone didn't really know what was going on, man. It seems like COVID was a long time ago, but if you really think about it, it was only a couple of years ago, man. It definitely was a really, really interesting time for human nature. That's all I got to say, man. It was wild.
Yeah.
I had like the half like in school, half out of school thing. So it was so weird.
Yeah. Sorry, a call came in on my computer and it screwed up the screen. That's awful. Let me pull you guys
We can
back
still
up.
see you, though.
Sorry about that.
No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all good, man.
Annoying.
But
Why
also
are
as well,
you calling
guys.
me at this hour of the night?
January 18th of 2019, you actually released your very first single. I guess this was probably obviously the previous version of Free the Witness, but you guys released your very first single titled I'd Like to Know. I was wondering if you could actually just tell us a bit more about this very first song that you guys actually dropped, and of course, how do you feel your music has actually grown since this first release? Obviously, we just established the fact that it's grown a lot because you guys got brand new members, and you guys are doing very extremely well within the music industry currently in 2024.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. The first song that we dropped, it was I'd Like to Know. I'd written the riff while I was away at college. This was my freshman year of college, and it was up in New Haven, Connecticut. I was going for sound engineering at the time, and I realized that wasn't. I liked writing songs. I didn't like recording people. Regardless, when I formed Through the Witness, we obviously needed our first song, and so I brought this to the table, and it was called I'd Like to Know. And I wrote it about my now ex-girlfriend. Her best friend's father was my boss. I was working in chimney construction, if you can follow what I'm saying at this point. And he was this like mega conservative prick. He was like this negative conservative prick that was just like 1,000% Trump, like crazy
Cultist.
into
He's like
almost
a cultist
cultist.
guy.
And like every day I would go into work and I'd like hear this guy preaching to me this bullshit all the time. And it's just like, dude, one, I just want to work. Two, you're my boss. This isn't appropriate. Three, I don't like line up with any of your stupid ideologies. So shut the fuck up. And so obviously I was like dating this girl at the time and she was affiliated with him. And so like I couldn't get my frustrations out and be like, hey, fuck your best friend's dad. Like he's an asshole. I had to be like, all right, I'm just going to write a song I'm going to have like a song that's like, fuck this guy. I like can't stand him. And so that's what the premise of the song, the title, I'd Like to Know, it was a way of saying like I'd like to know why you're thinking like that, like what makes you think that way, what makes you hold these values when they're so out of touch with today's society. And so like to label yourself as a conservative is the word conservative in and of itself has the word conserve in it, right? And in my mind, conserve means to say stagnant, stay the same. And what society wants to stay the same? That like without progressing, you're not improving, you're not bettering yourself as a society. You're gonna stay the same. So that's more or less what that song is about.
And see, one more on the topic of I'd Like to Know. I'd personally like to know, and I think the viewers and listeners of the radio station would like to know, did this individual ever find out that this song was actually based upon him, or is it still a mystery to him, and unless he comes across this interview, and then if he does, our apologies, I guess.
Well, I could care less if he knew it was about him, if he found out. I'm pretty sure he found out, because at the time, I also played in a second band with his son, who I worked with as well. And
Were you just like, hey, check out this song I wrote, and then you play it for him, and he's like, wait.
I think it was pretty obvious that it was about him. But I mean, that was a very toxic thing that was going on in my life. Like that girl that I was dating at the time, the company that I was working with. And when I removed myself from it all, it was very liberating, and it was, I feel like, long overdue. So.
And also, guys, speaking of long overdue, because you guys are a phenomenal punk rock band that deserves opportunities like these, and you got these opportunities where you had the opportunity to share the stage alongside the Descendants and No Effects. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about both of these amazing opportunities, and of course, did you get a chance to kick it with any of the members of these two legendary punk rock bands?
Yeah, so my poor friend Brandon here wasn't in the band at the time, so he can't speak for that. But I can, Brandon, and really cool guys. That's actually the second time we played with the Descendants. And they're really down-to-earth dudes. They're really cool. Cared to have conversation with us. I mean, they played a killer set, and a couple of them stayed to watch our set. And same for Face to Face. Those guys were really, really nice. If you're into Face to Face, they're really lovely people. So yeah, no effects. We really didn't run into. We saw them in passing, but yeah.
Man, it's still crazy the fact that No Effects is actually like ending. I do know they've been around for many, many years, but just the fact that they're wrapping things up, man, it just kind of really makes you think. Same with even Sum 41, they're wrapping things up as well. It's so many bands we grew up loving, man, are like kind of just retiring. It's fucking sad, man.
Yeah. Oh, it's kind of like, like when like there's like people in an industry and they're like 70, 75, 80, and you're like, at a certain point, it's just like, you kind of need to like make way for another generation. You got to pass the baton at some point. It's the same thing as looking at politicians who are like 80 years old. Maybe that's not the maybe that's not like the best analogy because like, these punk rock bands have like a lot of street cred and they're great and they're awesome, but like I think there's a lot of these bands that have been established for a long time, and I don't think for like all situations, but it can make it a little harder for bands who are still in this genre to like break through the ice, essentially. You know what I mean?
Well, it makes it harder for newer bands because it's like you still have those older bands, and to like, even though like we might sound different, like from first glance, a regular listen could just hear us and think of us as some off-brand punk rock music, or just kind of assume that from just first glance. So that's why I think it's upsetting when like a big band that I love obviously breaks up, but I feel like it also like there has to be like a certain flow. You can't have the same artist. I feel like it just gets boring after a while. You can't have like the same songs in the same Billboard chart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially too as well, there's comes a certain age you can't perform that stage presence anymore. Which I gotta say, I don't want to get Newt. Like exactly, I don't want to get hung by the punk rock community. So this is not a shot at No Effects or anything like that. But I'm just saying, like 70 or 80 years old, you can't really be on the stage and actually move like you can right now, right? So there's time where you just gotta leave the industry when you can still stick and move. Gotta go out on a high note.
But the thing that I said about these guys is that they have like such street cred, and like, they've been like a lot of these bands have been playing for 30, 40 plus years that they're so tight with each other that there's just like they don't even need to be jumping around throughout a show. There's just this aura that they have when you watch them live. Like when I saw Bad Religion live and they came out, they're my favorite band. When they came out on stage, it was this energy that was just like, it was like, and they're not the biggest band in the world, obviously, but it felt when I watched them like they were like the biggest band in the world in that moment. Like it was all encompassing.
That's how I felt seeing last night. I got I think I told you about this, Jake. I got free tickets to see Slipknot at Madison Square Garden in the pit.
Oh,
in the pit.
Shit.
And it was also like the VIP suite like part. It was one of my dad like one of his friends hooked us up with it. But dude, I was in the pit, and when they opened up with Sick, holy shit, the pit that I'm actually like genuinely fucking surprised I don't have any bruises on my face because I got elbowed so many times just in general my body. I was aching, but it was like seeing them on stage, like the theatrics that Slipknot had was crazy. Sorry if I went
You guys are also. Oh no, it's all good, man. I mean, at the end of the day, dude, Madison Square Garden, Slipknot in the pit, and it's free tickets. Fuck, bro. I'd be fucking like I'd be telling the world right now about that too, dude.
Oh my god, dude. I had so many of my friends who were like, you're so fucking lucky, and I was like, I honestly don't blame you if you honestly hate me.
Yeah, that's a steal, Brandon.
I will admit,
I didn't even get the tickets until 3 days ago.
I
didn't get the tickets until 3 days ago either. Like I didn't even know I was going until 3 days ago. So it was one of those like, just like one in a Not billion. Not trillion either. What's like?
It was very rare.
Yeah, that's what he's. That's
It
what
was like winning the lottery in a sense.
It was a Googleplex.
What in quadrillion?
It was a Googleplex.
Yeah, Googleplex. Yeah.
But also, you guys are currently signed to DIM Entertainment. I have to ask, man, how did you guys actually get discovered by this amazing record label? And of course, what is it like actually been working alongside them for your current record tenure right now?
So we had done a 6-song EP a year and a half ago, and it was like this concept EP based off of like themes from the World War II era, like toxic nationalism, propaganda, genocide, all that stuff. And so we made this EP, and I took it and I pitched it out to crap ton of labels. Nobody gave a shit. And then I sent it out to DIM Entertainment, who's they're a local, sorry, not local, like a regional management company. And I thought that they were a label, but they're primarily a management company. And so I spoke with Matt, who owns the company, and he reached out and he said, "Hey man, like upon like first listen, like I thought it was almost weird because like your voice is very operatic, but I showed my wife and she really liked it, and then I listened to it again and like I liked it." And he attributed it to being like, you hear Greg Graffin's voice in Bad Religion and you go, "That's an interesting voice." You know what I mean? And then you like, but like there's something about it, and I'm not trying to blow smoke up my own ass, but I do have a unique voice for the genre. I'm aware of that. Yeah.
Yeah, Jake. Right, yeah, Jake. Keep going. No, in all seriousness though, like Jake does have a really good voice, but working with the label. For me at least, this is my first time ever working with at least a label in general. I mean, I've been in previous bands, previous stuff, but nothing has been at least up to this level at this certain point. And working with the label, like, it doesn't feel like too professional, but it doesn't feel too unprofessional, if that makes any sense. It doesn't feel nice. It doesn't feel like that, classic stigma in movies where it's like, or just stories of the label trying to like take over like the music, or like trying to like rip the artist off. Like, it feels very much like friends helping friends, but it still feels very business oriented. But it feels casual enough that there's not a lot of stress, and they give us enough freedom that everything's in our control, but they're kind of guiding us so we're not accidentally going off in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Before we signed with this label, I've always been the driving member of the band, obviously because I started the band, and so I had all this energy, but I didn't know exactly where to place it. And so when we signed this deal, it really harnessed that energy and put it in the right channels. And so yeah, I can't. And DIM's motto is "Where artists are family," and I was skeptical about it before signing the deal. I was just like, like where artists are family, like. But really, it's been almost a year since I've been in talks with them, and 1,000% they hold true to their motto, and that's really important. They really treat us like family, and they have a special place in my heart, and I love them there. So that's.
And also as well, guys, August 9th of 2024, you actually released your 4-track EP titled Fat Man, Little Boy. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us the story behind this EP, and of course, where can we actually snag ourselves a copy of it today, right now, if we haven't already done so?
On all streaming services. Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, because our label owner only listens to Amazon Music. I really hope Matt is watching this.
You know what's crazy? I literally use Napster, so that just shows my fucking age.
Napster? Jesus. I thought Napster I thought they like just shut it down or just died like MySpace. I wonder, are you still using their like only active server?
Dude, they actually have a legit streaming service like Spotify now, dude. They have this legit Spotify-like streaming service.
It's gotta be kind of awkward for them.
I don't know,
because they started off just completely just stealing it. Now they're kind of like, they got.
You know what's weird? The reason why I use Napster is I try my best to kind of like evolve with the music industry, support local bands and whatnot. So when individuals only make digital releases, Napster actually pays the most streaming royalties to the artist, which again,
how the tables have turned.
It's literally they pay the most. They actually pay more than a half a penny. So essentially, I try to go with the service that pays you guys the most. That way, when I listen, I know I'm giving you guys as much money as I possibly can with my streaming fees. I don't know. It doesn't make no fucking sense in a way, but I'm trying to make sure you guys. I think it's like fuck. Last time I checked, it's like 0.83 cents. But I mean, Spotify's like 0.0 cents.
0.83. It's like it's like comically low. That it's just like
Spotify is 0.004. I could be wrong.
Christ.
I'm almost positive it's 0.004.
That's like comically low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you.
They make billions of dollars, man. Billions of dollars, but yet bands like you that create the music, they have absolutely no fucking. They don't even actually upload it to the service themselves because you guys have to use DistroKid or CD Baby. So you're not even using Spotify's service to actually put that on their streaming service. They're just pretty much like, oh, Free the Witness? Okay, here's like $2. We're gonna take like fucking like hundreds and thousands. They're assholes, man. Straight up.
Yeah,
Whoever that's streaming.
I gotta say, I'm torn between this, right? So like, never has it been easier for you to show your music to the world.
Me and Jake talk about this a lot.
As an independent artist, never has it been easier for you to show your music to the world. And if you want to speak to any legit artist, would you rather have your music be a monetary thing, or would you rather have it reach a lot of people? I personally would rather have it reach a lot of people and speak to a lot of people. And maybe 10 years from now, somebody will pull up this interview and they'll be like, he's a jackass, he only cares about money now, whatever. But
really changed, Jake.
At the end of the day, it's so easy for independent artists. It's never been easier for independent artists for them to have their brand and their product be pushed out to the world. I was just telling Brandon earlier, we were going back and forth on how much should we be posting on socials? Is this oversaturating doing this many posts? And I looked up at our analytics. In the last 12 months, just from posting every day on socials, we've had 350,000 views. In what world would an independent artist be able to have done that 30 years ago without financial support?
Me and my dad talk about that a lot because my dad, when he was around my age too, he was in bands, played in and out, played for labels and did all that throughout his 20s. And he said back then, to record and do all this stuff, you needed a whole fucking label. If you wanted to record a good record, put it out with good marketing and reach people, that's what you needed a label for. That's what they're gonna provide the money. Now all you need is a Focusrite, Scarlett. You can record a whole song in your bedroom on your laptop, upload it with DistroKid, and then use your phone on TikTok and go promote it. And all of a sudden you have a following now. But the thing is, though, that makes it hard now is how do you stand out? How do you? Everyone is just everyone consumes so much.
That's why it goes to
so much everything every single day. You see so much shit on social media that we're numb to it. How do we stand out as a group, especially as a music genre that's catering more to an older generation? There's still people that are in our generation that still dig it like us, but how do you try and stick out from just, seeming like a Bad Religion knockoff or a Sum 41 knockoff? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And before we move to the next topic, I gotta say, I know we have viewers watching on YouTube. I know we got listeners listening on the radio station. I think this is a great topic, and I really want to know what the viewers are actually thinking about this. What's your take? What do you think? Would you, if you were an artist or a band, would you want monetary gain? Would you want the money, or would you want your music to reach thousands upon thousands, or even billions and millions of people worldwide? Like, let us know while we're live, man. I really want to know what other people's takes are on that. But I agree with you guys. I really do. Personally, I like seeing artists get paid, but at the same time, man, like, I really see what you guys are getting at about getting your music all over the world, man, because music is such a powerful thing, man. It's a great way to really reach people. Your music can help other people that are going through the same stuff for the messages you're speaking in your music. I mean, I actually 100% agree with you guys, man. I really see your point of view, and I agree with it.
I think it's also because, just back with supporting what you were saying, music is the most uniting, I think, thing in the world. I mean, think about it. Out of all the, no matter in history, if you're morally a good person, if you're evil or good, or no matter what you've done, I think we can all agree that everyone likes music. Like, everyone at least has their form of music that they like.
Unless you're a weirdo.
Yeah, unless you're a weirdo. But in all seriousness, I think music is the most uniting thing, and especially when I go to concerts, it's just like everyone's there for the same reason. There's so much, you hear so much negative, just like talk and the negative energy and negative feedback from just everywhere. It's design, advertising and all these, social media had literally like puts rage bait in front of you just so you can get angry about something, just so you can. For a reaction, but music allows you to connect with others. That's what I'm trying to get
at. Yeah. There's sorry if you had to move on to the next topic, but I have to say one thing. In my mind, money, right? It's so often said that money is the root of all evil. As an artist, why would you? I understand why artists feel the need to be compensated, and I think the artists should be compensated. However, if you asked me my principles and it was, what do you care more about? Compensation or people feeling your art? If you're an artist and you tell me that compensation matters more to you,
you're not an artist. You're a business person.
Fuck off.
That you're just a business person at that point, because all you care about is the profit. You're not an actual artist. Which there's, I wouldn't even necessarily like say like this if you're wrong or you're a bad person if you'd rather make money from music. But don't go out and say that you do it for the music or you do it for the art or connect with people if you're just trying to make a profit off of it. At least be upfront about it. At least be honest.
It hinders the creative process, right? Look at the best bands, the best records that have been made were from artists that had fucking nothing. They had pennies. They were trying to scrap by and get through the next record to prove something, right? And look at Green Day. Dookie, they weren't rich then. They weren't rich before Dookie.
They were broke.
They were trying to prove something. And you look. I'm not trying to bash on Green Day, but you listen to their records now. It was like there was this fire inside them to prove something. And then these artists get all encompassed by money and royalties and shit like this, that they lose that drive of, I'm trying to make a record to reach people. I'm not trying to make a record to make more money.
When you try and, I feel like when it comes to even just to kind of connect to songwriting and just in anything you make that's art in general, if you try and cater to other people and what other people like, it's not genuine. I think it needs to come from your own feelings. You can't try and force yourself to make a record or force yourself to write. I can never force myself to write something for someone else unless I'm not motivated or at least getting somewhat of a feeling out of it.
Yeah.
It's all about expression.
But also as well, guys, I know you were speaking earlier about how much you guys love the fall. So jumping to this fall, October 4th, 2024, you guys also have an up-and-coming vinyl release for Free the Witness, Dead Man's Tale that's actually going to be shipped out on October 4th. I was wondering if you can tell us a bit more about these up-and-coming pre-orders, and of course, where can we actually secure ourselves some wax today? When people that don't know, wax is vinyl.
Brandon.
So you can find our pre-order record along with the merch T-shirt, which I think looks pretty dope. I would snag a copy for anyone who is thinking of purchasing one. But you can find it on it's dimentertainment.com.
Yeah, or you can just go to our like band's Instagram, TikTok, one of our like 10 million social media platforms, and look at the Linktree.
Look at the Linktree, and
the Linktree will take you right to the record pre-order. But it's cool merch, guys. Red vinyl, freaking amazing cover art, awesome shirt design.
Is there a way we can like pull up the like a picture of it on the live stream?
Well, if we share my screen, it might show some raunchy things. So I don't want to share my screen.
Oh boy.
I would, but I actually have to download the picture and actually put it into the stream itself.
You're all good.
Unfortunately, like it would be a black screen for about like 5 minutes. It'd just be awkward for the viewers. Straight
That's
up.
nice.
But I mean, I will admit that is something as an interviewer and host I should have been prepared and I should have got the album cover loaded up. That is my fault. But next time, I will remember that straight up. Yeah, just
bad.
The ruler, bud. Just you know. But what I will do is when we get off the air, I will actually take the link from dimentertainment.com and I'll put it actually in the description. So if you're watching it live, there's going to be no link, so don't bother trying to click it. But if you're watching it 5 minutes after we're not live and that little thing at the top says was live, that's perfect. Then you can go in the description and click the link. So if it says was live, you can click it. If it says it's live, you're screwed. You got to wait till after.
Oh, yeah.
But I gotta say, first and foremost, I looked at these vinyls, man. I gotta say, the red wax absolutely looks phenomenal. I'm definitely probably gonna snag myself a copy, because just seeing that spinning in my record player, man, I'll probably be hypnotized listening to the music and staring at it, bro. I love looking at those, like, wax-splattered vinyls, like, spinning in my record player, bro.
It's gonna be really cool. I'm fucking excited. I'm gonna have it framed right over my desk. And I'm gonna say to myself, that's the only good thing that you've ever done in your life.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get the cover art tattooed on my ass cheek.
Yeah, that would look really. That would look really hot. Yeah, that would look really hot, man. You should definitely do that, 100%. And then you should go home and you should show your mom.
I should. Jake, you know how you have for your moms, you can get a tattoo on your ass of 2 M's, so when you spread it open, it spells out mom.
You could also get a Panama City license plate, you know? A hoe tag, ass antlers, right in the lower back, dude.
Oh, Lord.
Just get the album cover right there. Make sure you have the QR code right underneath it, so when you bend down, you can lift up your shirt, they can see it, they can scan your ass with the QR code, dude.
The record was actually named Dead Man's Tale after I had this interview.
But also, guys, I have to ask you, aside from, you know, this amazing wax vinyl release is coming out in the fall, October 4th, 2024, dimentertainment.com, what is next for Free the Witness, guys? Like, is there anything we happen to miss during this evening's interview? Anything else you guys do still want to touch on, talk about, or promote? What's got you here live on the radio station airwaves tonight?
B.
All right. So it's not really much of a secret, but we're in the works of putting together an album release show that's gonna take place. It's gonna take place around 2 weeks after the record releases, October 19th. It's a Saturday. It's gonna be a Jersey show, Asbury. we're still figuring out, the exact location of the venue, but it's going to be in New Jersey, the show. It's going to be October 19th, but we're going to be playing the whole record, and it's a celebration of the album coming out, and then more is to come after that. I mean, we're putting our, we're not playing any shows, at least until this release show. We're focusing all our time and energy and all of our promotion and building up into this awesome release show.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
We'll film it and send it. We'll send you a video so you can watch from up in Ontario.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. 'Cause at the end of the day, we get some great shows down here in Ontario, Canada, but we don't get shows like Free the Witness, man. So I definitely appreciate that, man. I definitely would love to see you guys in a way live, I guess, the pre-recorded video. But one day I'll get to see. I'll be front row in the pit, rocking the fuck out for a Free the Witness show. But I guess I gotta do it in my living room with the video.
Yeah, we'll live stream the show so we can have all.
You can do a little Just Dance session in your living room and just mosh.
Yeah,
you can invite some friends over and be like, "Yo, you want to mosh to my TV?"
Break a couple glasses.
Instead of dance revolution, it's punk revolution.
Exactly.
Yeah. This
but no, guys.
Fucking wiener dog.
Yo, you just side-eyed me. You're just like, what the fuck are you saying, bro? Yeah. My girlfriend just came in here and broke the door.
Straight up
on national television. So.
Dude, I've just been watching my fish behind my I have my phone sitting up in my fish tank, so I'm just going back and forth between watching my fish and this interview. I tell you, it's a great combo. Jake's got his dog. I got my fish.
Priorities, Brandon, right? So, but
also, guys, before we part ways here tonight.
19th. Oh, my bad. I cut you off.
Oh no, it's all good, man. But no, I was gonna say before we actually part ways here tonight, guys. How do we follow you guys on social media? Obviously, I know how to follow you because that's how we got connected for this interview. But for individuals here in Canada that are just discovering Free the Witness, how can they go about following you guys across all social media platforms? Everything stay updated on the album release show, the pre-orders as well, and everything you guys currently got going on out there in Asbury, New Jersey.
Yo, B, take it away.
So you can go on our Instagram. Our Instagram is Free the Witness. And you can go on our TikTok. Our TikTok is also Free the Witness, and so is our Spotify. While you're at it, you can go, we would really appreciate it if any of you guys could follow us on Spotify. It really helps us out. And all of our information for our upcoming shows, maybe even tours and music, is going to be all on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah, yo, the best way to support us is to follow the Spotify. You got to follow Spotify. And I just got to interject. Before you said that, before this interview, you said that the craziest thing was that somebody smoked a crack pipe. But has everybody smoked a fucking wiener? I'm kidding.
Bro.
Dude. I can't, bro. No, honestly though, I don't even know why. You guys are a fucking hoot. I'm telling you guys are. Because when I saw you dancing with the dog's arms, I literally almost couldn't hold it in, dude. Straight up.
He's practicing for the mosh pit on the 19th. He's gonna fuck people up.
I'm gonna bring my fish to the pit. I'm just gonna bring I'm gonna feed this thing so much it just grows and it's fully ready for the pit.
Yeah, I'm gonna take your fish and I'm gonna throw it on a skillet.
All right.
A man's got to eat. Straight up, a man's got to eat.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, sorry, I'm getting carried away with my wiener on this interview. But
whoa,
whoa. Yeah, so
caught in 4K and caught in 4K.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
What I gotta say first and foremost, Brandon, Jake, thank you so much, man, for giving not only myself but the radio station Airways a bit of your time. It was such an honor to speak with both of you guys. Super stoked for that Wax Vinyl release. Oh man, you guys are most certainly welcome. Thank you guys so much for your time. It was an honor chatting with you these past 40 minutes. Hopefully we can make this happen again sometime soon. But for now, guys, have yourself a phenomenal night out there in Asbury Park, New Jersey.
Thank you so much, bro. Really appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
I'll see you,
Yeah,
man.
you're most certainly welcome, guys.